The friend she never saw coming. Every great deception needs an audience. For months, Taylor Parker had convinced the people closest to her that she was expecting a baby. The fake ultrasound photos, the growing belly, the maternity picture, baby showers. It was a performance that required constant maintenance. But there was one person at the center of it all, a young wife, a devoted mother, a woman excitingly preparing to welcome her second daughter into the world. Her name was Reagan Michelle Simmons Hancock. They didn't meet by accident. From the outside, they looked like two women sharing similar chapters in life. Both appeared to be preparing for new babies. Both talked about motherhood. Both were building futures they believed were just around the corner. But there was one devastating difference. Only one of those pregnancies was real. In today's episode, we are going to examine how the friendship developed, why Reagan never suspected the danger she was in, and how Taylor's cruel, carefully constructed fantasy slowly began to collide with reality. Because the fall of 2020, the lies had become impossible to sustain. And when fantasy met truth, the consequences would leave an entire community searching for answers. This isn't just a story of crime, it's a story of trust, manipulation, and how someone can hide in plain sight until the mask finally slips. I am Michelle, and this is Murder Syrup. I just like to stay at the beginning of this, like I do with my other ones. Disclaimer, I am not at all anything important. I don't know these people. I'm not a professional. I'm just a girl who likes true crime and that wants to talk about it. Also, we are going to be discussing fetal abduction, miscarriage, all kinds of things in this episode. If that is something that you cannot hear, be warned to go ahead and tap out of it if you can, or go ahead and skip the episode. I'm sure later on I will have episodes that will be great for you, but the most important thing is taking care of you and everything. So go ahead. If you cannot handle those things, step out. I don't think I'm going to get into too many gruesome details, but if it's just something that you don't want to hear, then you know what? It's okay. Don't worry about it. So let's now get into episode 3. This episode is going to be the final in this series of Taylor Parker when it comes to telling the story. Let's get into Taylor and Reagan's relationship that they had. So, Taylor Parker was an amateur photographer. That was one of the business that she did. And Reagan Simmons-Hancock, she was getting married and she wanted to save money on pictures. So she found Taylor Parker, and that was the photographer for her wedding. And it's said that at the wedding, Taylor became like one of the bridesmaids almost. She stayed around, they invited her to the after party. It's almost like mirroring like she was with her other friends. Yeah, so it's she's got some problems. But they didn't think anything of it because these people are very kind people. They don't think that. They wanted to embrace Taylor. They wanted to welcome her in because she seemed like such a good person. And I think that's the thing that is most scary is that these people that manipulate and that do these things are seemingly very kind on the outside. Um, But little do you know that they have no empathy, they have no heart, they have literally no feelings other than their own self preservation and their own, like, it's all about them. They don't care about anyone else. They don't. Like, I don't think I've seen her cry at all. Like, so, all right. She photographs Reagan's wedding. It was great. They're friends on Facebook now. Don't think anything of it. Now, in the first episode, I said there are some parallels, okay? There are some similarities between Reagan and Taylor. Now, let's get into those. Reagan got pregnant when she was 17 and had a daughter named Kinley. Her parents were a bit like her mom and stepdad were a bit like, oh my gosh. But then they soon realized that Reagan was meant to be a mom. Her whole personality came out when she became a mother. This was just, she's just an amazing mom. Like, this was what she was supposed to do. So she had Kinley when she was 17. The father of the baby really wasn't there. I think he was and wasn't. I'm not sure. They weren't together. Soon after, she met Homer, the guy she would eventually marry. When she was 21, she became pregnant again. Now, when I say similarities, Taylor was pregnant at 17. Was not with the father of her first baby. Taylor then got married and had another baby around 21. Similarities here. So I don't know if it's almost the same at the beginning, right? Like, because they're the same age, the same stuff. It was like, okay, I don't know if she was trying to be like her, like, that's why she gravitated towards her. But we will get into other sketchy things that Taylor has done too while she was seemingly pregnant. Not pregnant, it was all fake, but you know what I mean. Okay, so Taylor reaches out to Reagan when she finds out she's pregnant and while time goes on. And they become having a friendship. And Reagan's mom said that people would say on Facebook, say, Taylor's not pregnant, she can't be pregnant. And Reagan would say to her mom, oh, they're teaming up on Taylor again. Like, I don't know why they're doing this. Taylor's so nice, they should just believe her. Reagan was such a nice person. I mean, she was such a nice person. And at the beginning of this series, I said, if you believe in God, you need to believe there's a devil and they can walk side by side and you would never know it. This is that. This is that. It is that of Reagan was just pure nice, pure beauty on the inside. And Taylor was not. She was just darkness. And they could walk side by, you would never know. You would never know. And that's the scary thing. That's the scariest. I think that's the scariest thing of all is that these two people could be together and not, and only one of them knows what's happening. And it is terrifying to know that about people in life. Terrifying to know that. So before she was talking to Reagan because Reagan kind of had the same due date. She was due end of October, I think. Yeah. And she was having a little baby girl, and she was naming her baby girl Braxlyn Sage, which is a beautiful name. So she posted stuff about her pregnancy. She posted things about it and that, and she was just loving it. She was excited to bring this baby into the world. In this time, Taylor would go to fake appointments, and there's this one appointment she went to, and she walked in and she said, look, I can't have my appointment. My husband is in the army, and I just found out he died, like that he was killed. She's freaking out, and the nurses there say, oh my gosh, would you like us to give you a free ultrasound? Maybe that'll make you feel better seeing your baby. And she's like, no, I don't want it. I can't have it, blah, blah, blah. And this raised red flags with the people at the office because they're like, what mother would not want to see their baby in that time? Like, you would want to see your baby anytime you could see your baby, right? That was a red flag. In that time, that day, the nurses would go on to say in the trial that they noticed Taylor was sitting outside on a bench most of the day. She was looking up license plates of women that were due probably around the same time she was. Fucking brutally disgusting. What the actual fuck? Are you serious? Like, they also noted In her internet searches, she searched for adoption of infant, buying an infant on Craigslist, all kinds of stuff that she was looking at. She was dedicated to this plan. She was like, I'm having a baby. I don't fucking care. About the time, so when the night that a couple days before everything happened, she had gone over to Reagan's house with a Starbucks gift card and a baby gift. And they had chatted, and it was put on Facebook. I think Reagan put it on her Facebook. Thanks for the baby gift and Starbucks card. It was really good to see you with Taylor. The night that before she was going to be induced, but it's fake, so she's not getting induced, but you know what I mean, like induced at Idabel. When Wade was like getting stuff ready, Wade and her went out for dinner. They had to get a part for the trailer. And while Wade was fixing the trailer to get it ready to take the hogs, Taylor went to see Reagan that night. Prior to that, Taylor was sitting close to Reagan's house for hours. Then she went to visit her that night. Homer was there. He went to bed. They were chatting, talking about the nursery and everything and how Taylor would help her with the nursery, all kinds of stuff. And then Taylor left to go home. Her and Wade went to bed. Wade woke up. Taylor said, I'm not feeling well. I'm a bit crampy. You go deliver the hogs. I will meet you in Idabel for the induction. Wade went on his way 4 hours. A fucking bitch sent him on a wild goose chase across state lines with illegal hogs. She goes to, I believe, a McDonald's and a gas station by Reagan's house. Let me reverse something a bit though. A couple days prior to this happening, before she goes to the gas station, before this day happens, all of this shit. When she sees Reagan with that gift card and that baby gift, she researches 34-week C-section procedure and how to do it. This was an actual fucking search on her computer. Reagan was 34 weeks pregnant. She goes to Reagan's house that morning. And this is going to be like, I'm going to get into details, but, so if you don't want to hear it, just fast forward. She goes to Reagan's house that morning. There is an altercation, and I'm just going to say, Kinley is there. This 3-year-old is there too. Okay. She goes there in the morning, I believe between 7:30 and 9, that time frame. She gets in a fight with Reagan. Reagan and Homer had this mason jar with sand from their wedding. She takes the mason jar, and there's an indent in Reagan's head. Reagan was hit with a claw foot hammer, both ends, multiple times. She had 100 and something stab wounds. She was slit from hip to hip. The baby was taken out of her. They think it was while she was still alive because Reagan had press-on nails on, and they found 3 of them at the scene. And one of them was in the placenta, like somebody was grabbing the placenta to like yank it back to them. One of them was in the placenta, and if you want to know where they fucking found the placenta, it was in her fucking pants when she was pulled over. So she was grabbing this placenta to pull her baby back to her while she was losing her life. She wanted to save her baby. Her goal was to save her baby. She was found face down with her one hand over her head, face down, like under her head. The scalpel, because she brought a fucking scalpel, it was found in Reagan's throat. There were some stab wounds that did not have blood coming from them. She had lost so much blood that some of the wounds weren't even bleeding. It was said that someone had said after, in all of this, when she was arrested and in the trial and everything, that she had held the baby up to Reagan and said, "Tell mama bye." What kind of sick fuck is this person? How do you go from lying about like an MS diagnosis to fucking ripping a baby out of somebody? And no other criminal history. Like, see, I can't even with this. Like, it's just like fucking bonkers. So, he takes the baby. She gets rid of the shoes that she had and she actually puts on Reagan's shoes. And this has been confirmed because Reagan's mom said, "I bought those Crocs for Reagan. Those are her shoes, the ones that she was in the hospital with." Taylor was stopped and brought in an ambulance to the Idaho hospital. We're going to get into this because that's fucking trek away. They were Reagan's shoes. She leaves and she's in her car. Now, we're going to get into the stop in a minute. Let's just say that in this time, apparently Reagan has messaged Homer and said, "Look, I want to be happy. I'm not happy, blah, blah, blah." Sent all these weird texts to Homer. And what the fuck? Obviously, it's going to look fucking sus, okay? Like, this bitch did not think this through. Like, fucking, it's sus. So Homer's like, "This is odd, but whatever. Pregnancy hormones, don't know, okay? Like, we'll talk about it. Love you," and stuff. Then the neighbor messaged Homer on Facebook and said, "Look, your new puppy is running loose. I grabbed it. It's in my yard. It's running loose. Like, just wanted you to know your new puppy's out. I can't get a hold of Reagan." Red flags go off, and Homer calls Reagan's mom, Jessica, and says, "Look, I I get a weird feeling. Something's up, okay? You're closer. Can you go check on her? Because there's some weird text messages and the dog's out. I just want to make sure she's okay." Now, this guy is a good guy. So she goes, she's like, "Okay, no worries. Like, I'm gonna go." And she gets her husband. She's like, "Hey, we gotta go over to Reagan's." Like, they separately go to Reagan's. Her mom walks in and finds her in the condition that she was left in. And the 911 call is brutal, like brutal. I mean, her stepfather goes and her mom is like, "Don't go in there." He looks and he like has heart palpitations. Like, he's like, "I can't." Their friend is with them and they realize Kinley is in the house probably. Like, where is she? She's not at daycare. Where is this 3-year-old? The friend calls Kinley's name and finally gets an answer. The 3-year-old is hiding in a room under a blanket, and this friend of her parents has to step over Reagan's body to get to Kinley. She pulls the blanket up over her head because she doesn't know who it is. And then when she realizes who it is, she runs off the bed and jumps in his arms. He said he had to put a blanket over her so she did not see her mom when he walked over her with her. There is a handprint on the fridge underneath the sonogram ultrasound pictures of Braxton Sage. It is a brutal scene. It's horrible. The same 911 officer that Taylor called, which we'll get to, took this call from Reagan's mom about Reagan's murder. So let's move it back to Taylor. She is driving like a fucking crazy person. She hits a fucking eagle. It's stuck in her car. It is stuck in her motherfucking car. And this is Wade's car too. She took Wade's car because it has better gas mileage, apparently. I don't fucking, like, it's just fucked up. That's fucked up. But, so she is driving like a fucking crazy person with this baby, with the placenta in her fucking yoga pants. Like, I don't get it. What the fuck? It's crazy. A trooper sees her and puts his lights on and chases her. As he's doing that, she calls 911 and says, I'm having my baby in my car. There's a trooper behind me. The trooper stops her. She said, my baby's not breathing, goes through this thing. She's trying to revive her. And I don't know, this guy, this trooper is just like so like laid back. Like, I don't know. I would not be this laid back with it. I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, I need to help you. Like, what's going on? He was just like, I gotta call Life Med. Like, I can't take you. And she's like, going to Idaho. We're going to Idabel. We're going to Idabel. And he's like, why aren't you going to Titus or St. Michael's? They're closer. We're going to Idabel. My doctor's in Idabel. Idabel's an hour away. Like 45 minutes an hour away. The fact that they took them to Idabel, and like, why did you take them to Idabel? These paramedics, why did they take, that's another thing that just really, honestly, hopefully they change procedures by now, but the baby's unresponsive. A nurse comes up and starts helping her, saying like, I'm a nurse, I'm not practicing, but I'm a nurse, can I help? She comes up, and an ambulance comes, it takes the baby and that out, and the placenta, whatever, and they take it, and they're like, gotta go to Idabel because Titus hurt one of my babies before. I don't trust Titus. And they're like, no, we have to go to Titus. We have no time. And she's like, I need to go to Idabel. So they just went, fine, we'll take you guys to Idabel. So the paramedics took them to Idabel. They get to Idabel, and they do get a faint heartbeat with the baby. And that is very important in this case. So at the beginning of the maternal instinct doc, it's the pullover and that, like, pulled over, it's the hospital thing. So basically she's in a room, and they're like, we're questioning this. First of all, the placenta's out with the umbilical cord in one piece. There's no amniotic fluid in your car. She said with the 911 operator, the baby's 35 minutes old, but you just said you were just having it in your car. Like, there's a lot of stuff not jiving here. The baby's really clean, right? Like, it's just insane. So people are just like, the math ain't mathin' with this chick here. The reason she went to Idabel is because everybody knew she didn't have a uterus. She couldn't have babies in Titus. She had burnt bridges everywhere. They all knew about her. So that's why she had to go to Idabel. It was where nobody knew her. It was where she could play her little thing. They call Wade, and they're like, she's going to be at Idabel. He's like, I just need to get rid of these hogs and stuff. And he heads to the hospital, and he's like, I'm here to see Taylor Parker. She just had a baby. And the police come up to him and said, put your hands behind your back and arrest him. And this poor fucking guy thinks he's getting arrested for illegal hogs. Going across the border with illegal fucking hogs. This poor guy thinks that he's getting arrested for these hogs, and he's going to miss the birth of his fucking baby. If only it was that. I want to know, if anybody's out there, if they can tell me, did he get in trouble for the hogs? Did he get in trouble for transporting illegal? I'd like to know. I would say, don't fucking charge him for that. Come on, this poor guy's already been through enough. Like, fucking don't. But who knows? Maybe they did. If you know, let me know. Anyway, so they arrest him, and they take him to the police station in Idabel. And they say Taylor Parker was not pregnant. She has ripped an infant out of a mother. And he said, I should have listened to everybody in my life. And then he said, is the baby alive? And they said no. His reaction, a lot of people think, is not a reaction enough, but it is a reaction of, I don't think he knew, like he could, it's almost like a shutdown. It's almost like I went on this wild hog chase, literally. I, he had a baby seat in the back of his truck. Like, I honestly think he didn't, he had no, he didn't know. His reaction was that of being stunned. So they're in the hospital with Taylor, and they're trying to see, like, they're like, we need to do an exam. And she's like, no. And they're like, are we gonna find out this is your baby? Like, what happened? It's my baby. And she's talking to this like Texas accent, like, yeah, it's my baby and stuff. I think that was like an Australian. I don't know. And she's sticking to the plan here. They do blood work, no HCG. They do like press on her tummy. You can't feel any uterus, okay? Like, this baby, like, you would have things like, you would have more things going on down there. Like, you just don't have a baby and then you're back to normal in like seconds. I don't even have kids, but I know even being pregnant and having an ectopic pregnancy and everything and a DNC and like going through all this stuff, I was fucking fucked up. And like, I was 4 months when that happened and I was fucked up. Like, it was just crazy. And your body just does not bounce back hormonally or physically or anything. Like, you just don't do it. So this bitch is like either friggin' Wolverine or she fucking lying. And I think we're gonna go with the lying one because that seems more plausible in this case. So finally, I don't know, this detective too that's in there is like, she's hemorrhaging. We gotta check if she's like friggin' all on the hemorrhaging thing. It's like, girl, okay. Like, she's actually a really nice detective. She was really nice to Taylor. She was very calm and stuff like that. So I shouldn't be mean about it, but get off the hemorrhaging thing. So then Taylor's like, fine, like they can do an exam. Like, they did an ultrasound and blood work, but if they want to do an exam. So this doctor walks in there and he's like, this bitch ain't got no baby. She don't have no baby. She didn't have a baby. He didn't say it like that, but I'm just saying. She's like, there's no baby in there. There was no baby in there. And she's still sticking to it. It's just uncanny. It's uncanny. So then finally, she says, okay, I did go to Reagan's. It's her baby. And we got in a fight. And she told me to take the baby because she was dying. Like, all the shit she made up, right? Like, all the shit. I'm going to tell you what I think she wanted to have, what my theory is on it in a minute. So the police arrest her. She has all these interviews. She's just fucking retarded. She doesn't, in this interview with the police, I think it's a couple days after she got arrested, they show her pictures and she doesn't want to look at it. And she's like, oh, I have headaches. It's like, dude, just get off of it. Like, this is what you did. She pled not guilty too, by the way. The trial comes and they ask her mom, you knew. Why didn't you say anything? And this fucking bitch, Shona, I just thought she would just like say she miscarried or something, or like somebody else would say something. Like, bitch, you knew she had hysterectomy. Like, oh my God. I remember telling this to my mom the other day and I'm like, Mom, if I'm this fucking dumb, please raise alarm bells. Like, fuck me. This mom is an enabler. Like, you talk about like the Sharilla mom. This mom is right. Like, these moms are fucking enablers. Like, I know moms will do anything for their kids, but bitch, don't do this. I get it that they are all like, we never thought this would happen. We never. Nobody predicted this. Nobody would have thought this, which is okay, fine, understandable. But still, let this be a lesson to anybody out there that has this happening in their life with anyone, like their daughters, and they're playing on this big act. Fucking say something. Just fucking say it. Tell people. Call them out in the lie, please. Like, call them out in the lie. The worst that's going to happen is they're going to lose that boy, which really probably isn't good for them in the first place if they have to fucking fake a whole ass damn pregnancy. So the jury goes and, like, Wade and the ex-husband, a whole bunch of people testify. I believe the defense did not call anybody as a witness. They did not spend a lot of time. The friggin' prosecution had her dead to rights. Dead to rights. You got the fucking placenta in your pants, girl. Like, fuck. Like, you're done. The thing that was deciding too, because, like, she was definitely guilty of Reagan's murder. Now, in Texas, you are not alive, you're not considered alive unless you have taken a breath, apparently. So, in order for her to be tried in that of capital murder, little Braxton Sage had to have been breathing at some point, because you will get charged for capital murder if you did a felony or if you committed a crime in the act of doing a felony or something. So she had killed Reagan to kidnap Braxton Sage. So you have done a crime while committing a crime, right? So it was important for the evidence to show that little Braxton Sage actually was breathing. And they did end up getting a pulse, a faint pulse. They did have her breathing at some point. So in the end, she was tried and convicted of capital murder for the murder of Reagan Michelle Simmons-Hancock, the kidnapping of little Braxton Sage Hancock, the murder of Braxton Sage Hancock. Now, the murder of Braxton Sage Hancock, the type of crime that this is considered fetal abduction by maternal adversaries. And it's an extremely rare type of violent crime in which a pregnant person is attacked and their fetus is forcibly removed, usually by someone who is pretending to be pregnant or attempting to obtain a baby through criminal means. It is one of the rarest forms of homicide investigated by law enforcement. Common characteristics of offenders, while every case is different, many offenders have been found to share several features. They're often women. They may have told family and friends and a romantic partner they were pregnant when they were not. They may spend weeks and months creating appearance of pregnancy by buying baby items, posting pregnancy updates, and staging maternity photos. They often target pregnant victims they meet through social media, community groups, online marketplaces, and casual acquaintances. Some offenders have experienced pregnancy loss or infertility, but many have not. These experiences alone do not predict violent behavior. A desire to maintain relationship, avoid embarrassment, and present themselves as new parents can be a motivating factor though motives vary. Planning and victim selection. Many cases involve significant planning rather than impulse violence. Offenders may seek out women in late pregnancy, offer free baby items and assistance, arrange meetings under false pretenses, prepare a location and equipment in advance, attempt to present the infant as their own immediately after. Some well-known cases are Taylor Parker in Texas, 2020. Lisa Montgomery, this is another one that I want to do, and that was 2004 in Missouri. Bobby Joe Stinnett was Lisa Montgomery's victim, and that one was in Skidmore, Missouri, which Skidmore, I want to do a whole bunch on Skidmore because there's a lot of stuff that happened there in this time. Like, it's almost like there's these cursed areas in places, and Skidmore is one of them. But Bobby Joe Stennon was is the same thing. It was the same thing. So so basically Braxton Sage was killed because she was ripped out of her mother's body. That's what her how she died, was brutally ripped from her mother. And that, right? So Taylor Parker was convicted. She was found guilty of that, and then they go into the sentencing phase, which was a very long sentencing phase, and then they presented the case. It was a very quick verdict on the sentencing. I think it was like 90 minutes. These were very quick verdicts of guilt and sentencing, what to do with sentencing. And she is now the youngest woman on Texas death row. She has done a couple of appeals, and I'm looking at the appeals right now, but all of her appeals have been denied so far. I honestly do not think she'll ever get out. I hope she never fucking gets out. That bitch deserves to be behind bars. I honestly think she is exactly where she deserves to be. I hope she fucking dies soon. They need to just let her die. Nothing, like, she's manipulated behind scenes. She fucking wrote a letter to the FBI saying, "Oh, you could hire me and I could work for you and I could profile killers." Bitch, fucking stop. Just stay in your fucking cell and shut the fuck up. Okay? She has done so much shit even while she's in jail that her appeals, like, they're looking at it all. They're looking at fucking her. Like, she tried to blame it on another inmate. It's like, how is this fucking inmate gonna know who this, like, she had no connection with Reagan. Like, you fucking dumb twat. So the documentary came out. It did not show or have any of Taylor's family interviewed, which is a good thing. I don't think that we need to hear from them. Her brother at the trial said that he was sick of her fucking lies. Like, her mom supports her. Her mom has her daughter now, custody of her daughter. Her son, the father, will not let him talk to her, will not let him visit. Taylor writes him cards, but they don't give it to him. Apparently, they are waiting until he gets older and he can decide if he wants to read them. They basically have taken him out of her life for reasons, of course. Yeah, you fucking dumb bitch, you know? Like, what the fuck? It literally has left me like, holy fucking shit. I'm sure this isn't going to be the last time we hear about this case. I'm sure there's going to be more. Um, I know that Wade has been on TikTok, like they've been on TikTok talking about things and how more about it, because there's so much more to it that's just not out there. I guess that the courts have sealed a lot of these documents now, have sealed it where you can't get crime scene photos, like have really have really sealed the case. Rightfully so. It is probably brutal. Um, I think that there are so many people like this among us that we don't know that get to a point that get that back down to, like, she had no prior convictions. Like, I don't understand. Like, there's a point of lying and then there's a point of fucking murdering somebody and stealing their baby. Reagan was such a good person. I feel so bad for her family. Um, Homer did file, like I said, a wrongful death suit against Taylor and Wade for her driving, letting him use the car. And that, I heard that it was dropped or there was something, I don't know. I think Wade this year did this like first annual Reagan Simmons-Hancock hog tournament or run or something where the money that was raised will go to Kinley's future. And I think that is amazing. Amazing. They're victims. They are all victims. Everybody's a victim but Taylor in this fucking story. Like, I do not think that anybody on Wade's side ever would have thought this was going to happen. And if they did, they would never have let it happen. The need to be so selfish. Like, okay, I said I was going to tell you what I thought she was planning, and I didn't. And let's get into that before I end this. I honestly think she was going to Idabel. She knew she wanted to take Reagan's baby, and she was hoping it wouldn't make it so she could say that it was a stillborn, so she could have the sympathy of everybody and not have to be a mom and have to be outed with things. She could say it was a stillborn and it was hers. That's my personal opinion on this, what I think she was up to, because she didn't fucking want to be a mom in the first place. She didn't want to be a mom to her own kids. Well, she didn't. What was she going to do with this kid after? That's the thing, is I think that this was her intention, was to keep that baby alive just enough, and then to say, oh my God, my baby died, and it was a stillborn. She was looking at home births and how to get a birth certificate if you had a home birth. I honestly think she was racing fucking home to say, I had this baby at home and it didn't make it. I honest to fucking God think that was her plan. There was no way she knew she wanted to keep this baby. And the people that do this, the fetal abductors, they methodically plan this out. They know what they're doing. They know the end goal. They know what they're going to do. I 100% think that she did not want this baby, that she was going to play it off as a stillborn and get all of the fucking sympathy she could, this fucking dumb bitch. I question if she thought people were just going to not notice Reagan just there laying on the floor. Are you that fucking dumb and oblivious that you just don't think they're going to question it? That they're not going to know in a fucking small town that they're not going to look at cell phone records. They found that she was the one that called the bomb threat in. They saw her phone. She had 11 fucking phone numbers on that VoIP app that she was using. And this is what I mean. These manipulators are out there. The person that did it to me, fucking so many numbers, so many aliases, so much fucking shit. And it was one person. And it's so infuriating to be deceived like that. Like, fuck. That's what I think. I think her ultimate goal was to play that this was, my opinion, not factual, not founded, not, my opinion is that she did not want this baby. She was going to play it off as a stillborn. She was racing home to play it off as a stillborn so she could get the sympathy and she wouldn't have to take care of her baby and she could say she had one. That's my opinion. But we're going to leave this there. This is the 3-part series. I'm going to figure out what my next series is going to be. I want to talk about the unknown number bitch thing. Unknown number, like, and the Mackenzie Shirilla. I feel like the moms are just fucking. I'm thankful for my mom. And you know what? Maybe I'll get my mom to come in on here and give me an opinion, a mom opinion of what she thinks of these moms. Because they're just fucking enabling bitches and just, you know? So, I don't know. We'll see. I have to watch because it is January, or sorry, not January. Where am I, Michelle? Michelle, where are you? It is July 2nd. Yesterday, The Worst Neighbor came out on Netflix, the series. I'm going to watch that today and that. Take my notes. So I don't know what my next one's going to be. We're going to have to see. Maybe I'll just do one episode of something else, but we will see. Until then, I am so happy that you guys found my podcast. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and that you stay and that you share it and that you give it some 5 stars and follow me. I think this is going to be a fun time for us. So yeah, so thanks so much for chilling with me about and listening to me ramble on about true crime. And you guys have a great day. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for listening to Murder Syrup.